Hello. Hello. So, should we do this one? Minimalism, Living a Meaningful Life by the Minimalists. Alright. I'll just mark that while I explain what I'm about to do. Every time I read a non-fiction book, I underline things that I find interesting and mark the page, and then when I'm done reading, I go and write all those notes into my notebook. These notes are not necessarily a summary of the book, they're more just things that I thought were interesting, and maybe they're interesting for you too. So I thought I'd share them. I've been doing this for about 3 years. That sounds like a lot, but the past 2 years I haven't been reading much, to be fair. Mostly because of uni, and every time you read anything other than a uni-related book, I feel so guilty, so yeah. I love that I do this, or at least that I did this at the time, because I think it's really great to be able to look back at just certain things that really stood out to me in a book, and a lot faster than having to reread the whole book, Most of the time it's only a few pages. Some of them I went on and on like they were really good books or something. There's 3 pages of notes on this one. And it's called Minimalism, Living a Meaningful Life by the Minimalists. I don't have the book anymore because at the time I was in Australia and I got it from the library, I think. I should probably mention that some of the notes I take I'm paraphrasing, or sometimes they're just straight up quotes from the book, and sometimes they're just notes that came to mind. Also, another thing to add is that my notes are not necessarily in any logical order. Sometimes I don't take notes for an entire chapter, so I go from one subject to the next without any transition like you would get in a book. So, here are the points that I wrote down. The point of minimalism is a tool to help you achieve freedom from fear, worry, overwhelm, guilt, depression, and enslavement. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people just think that minimalism is just about throwing everything out and living with as little amount of things as possible. It's a lot more than that, isn't it? It's also a psychological thing. Minimalism looks different for everyone because it's about finding what is essential to you. Yeah, that's what I was getting at, I guess. For example, I could never get rid of all my books. I love books. I have loads of books. My shelves are overflowing with books, but I could never get rid of them. They mean so much to me. And the typical idea we have of minimalism would be that I get rid of all of them and that I would live on the floor with a mattress and a Kindle. So yeah, it means something different for every person. Minimalism is a tool to eliminate life's excess, focus on the essentials, and find meaning, fulfillment, and freedom. The material possessions we accumulate will not make us happy. True that. Real happiness comes from within. Although happiness is not the point, a meaningful life is. It is this way of deliberately living that leads to true happiness. Lasting contentment that is reinforced by a life of discipline, attention, awareness, and intentionality. Happiness is merely a byproduct. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of us realize that by now, especially after the whole lockdown situation. You probably really understand what's important and what actually brings joy to life, Your health is the best place to start your journey towards a more meaningful life. A healthy lifestyle gives you the optimum conditions to do so. We must all strive to be the healthiest version of ourselves. Yeah, well, that goes without saying, I think. No stress. No stress. Stress is bad. For you, for your body, for your mind. It's not good. No stress. Relationships. Oh, I haven't read these in years. So I'm rediscovering them with you. But I remember this was a bit of a weird concept that I hadn't really thought about, but here goes. Relationships can be categorized into primary, secondary, and periphery. So your periphery would be your acquaintances, your neighbors, your co-workers. And unfortunately, because the majority of our relationships are peripheral, we probably spend the majority of our time focusing our efforts and attention on the group of people who matter least. Yeah. Reevaluate and dedicate your precious time and effort to the primary and secondary group. I think we all do this. Yeah. Something to think about. That's a hard one though, isn't it? Meaningful relationships have 8 main elements that must be nurtured. Love, trust, honesty, caring, support, attention, authenticity, and understanding. Okay. I wrote examples to ask yourself, what drives that person? What do they want? What do they need? What excites them? What are their desires? What are their pains? What do they enjoy? What makes them happy? See, that's another thing about minimalism, that it's not just about materiality, you know? It's about everything in your life being valuable. So your relationships have to be valuable too. And you put effort in the things that you think are important to you. Careers are dangerous because people invest so much of themselves into their careers that they establish an identity and social status based upon their job title. That's true, actually, when you think about it. Finding your passion, ask yourself, what were 5 experiences that you felt true excitement? Why? And was there a common thread? What excites you the most for the longest? Growth feels great, but contribution feels even better. Ask yourself, how did you add value today? And how could I make this seemingly unpleasant task more enjoyable? Oh, that's a nice one, isn't it? It's like enjoying the little things and enjoying the annoying things. Like doing the dishes. I hate the dishes. Giving is living. That's cute. Giving is living. We feel truly alive only when we are growing and contributing. That's what a real life is all about. A meaningful life is filled with great health, great relationships, and ultimate passion. If whatever you're doing doesn't improve at least 1/5 of values, indirectly or directly, then it's important to find a way to dramatically reduce or eliminate that action from your life. Oh yeah, I remember that. You had to set out a list of your values and then make sure that your actions in your daily life reflect that. When getting rid of stuff, we fear losing things we might need. Sometimes we must ask ourselves why we need it, and often you'll find that the answer is ridiculous. Think about it. No, I need to keep this because one day I might play the triangle in a band. Yeah, sometimes we make up scenarios, right? It's just, yeah, but what if? Sometimes it's also nice to free yourself from that what if, you know? It's freeing to have less and focus on essentials, not only stuff, but relationships, passion, and actions. Do what is essential to you and put the effort into what matters to you. Yeah. That's a good conclusion. Yeah, it was a really nice book. I wrote that as well. It was a really nice book to read, and I think it taught me some things about minimalism that I didn't know. At that time, I think that's when it started getting really popular. So I was just intrigued, so I got this book. This book taught me that minimalism is a lot more than just your possessions. It's about it's a way of life, you know? It's about your relationships and what you do and how you do them. And about really concentrating all your energy and your willpower and mind energy to the things that really matter and to the people that really matter. So I think there's something that we should all strive for somehow. A little bit here and there. Do things with intention, you know. But anyway, I do recommend the book. This is what it looks like. I do recommend it. I remember it being quite an easy read. It's relatively short and easy to understand. So anyway, that was my book notes from that book. No, wait, what's it called? Those were my book notes on minimalism, living a meaningful life. And I think you should read it. It's great. It's great. Alright, thank you for watching. Bye.